Hi. With this movie we will show you how to keep the pagination state of a page query when navigating out of the page or when refreshing it. This is really useful when you have a details page or an edit record page, and then you navigate back to your page containing your page query results. We added an empty table with one row with some dummy content. We added 2 HTML buttons that we will use to change the results page. First, let's create a server action file and add a name for it. Then, right-click Steps and add a database connection. Add a name for your connection and set up its properties. Click the OK button when you are done. Now, right-click the database connection step and add a page query. Do not change the offset or limit properties now, just select Query Options. Select your database table and add it to the tables list. Then, add the table columns that you want to use to the select list. And click the OK button when you are done. Save your action file when you are done. In order to store the state of the pagination, we are going to use an URL parameter. Click the URL global collection in the HTML5 data bindings panel and add a new URL parameter. Enter a name for this URL parameter. This could be any name. Let's call it page, as it will store the pagination info. Click the OK button. Now, let's create a Server Connect action executor. Add a name for the executor. Select to auto-run it on DOM Ready. Bind this executor to your page query server action. Method should be set to get. Now, select the offset variable in the input data list. And under URL, select the URL parameter that we created. And then assign it as a value for the offset variable. Then, check the Refresh the action data when this value changes checkbox. We set the limit to 10 records per page. And click the OK button when you are done. Now, our server action executor will expect the value of the URL parameter named page in order to change the page. In this case, we need the HTML5 data bindings state management extension. Before configuring the paging options, let's add a repeat region on our page. We select the table row that we want to repeat. Make sure to properly select it in the Properties Inspector also. Then, select the data repeating element of your query and bind it to tr data repeat. Then, click the Bind button. Now, populate the repeat region with the appropriate data from your query. When you are done binding the data inside the repeat region, you can add a page status info below the table. In your query, under Page, you can find the current and total pages information. So you can bind them on the page if you want to see this info. When you are done binding the data you need, select the button that will be used to change the page to Previous. And in the Behaviors panel, select Add New. Then, in the DMX Zone menu, click Control State Management. Open the Action menu and select Set URL Parameter. Open the Name menu. Here, you will find the URL parameter that we've created under the global URL collection. So, select it. Then, click the Dynamic Data button for its value. Expand your Paged Action Executor. Then, expand the Offset menu, located in your Query Page options, and select Previous. Click the OK button, and click the OK to apply this behavior to the previous button. We do the same for the Next Page button, this time applying the next binding in the behavior. Save your page when you are done. And let's preview the results. Here are our products, and we are on page 1 of total 11 pages. Let's switch to some of the next pages. You can see that changing the page also changes the URL parameter value. Now, when we click on any of the more info links, we are being redirected to a details page. Here you can see some additional information about the selected product. Click the Back button in order to return back to the products list. You can see that the paging is on the same page that we were on before going to the details page. That's how easy it is to keep your paging position using HTML5 data bindings state management.